That topic, we're going to kind of talk about special events, special occasions, just days that aren't the norm, days that kind of throw us maybe a little off track, whether it be stuff comes up where, for whatever reason, either we can't get a workout in at all, or maybe just not the full amount that we would have wanted to, or an event comes up, friends, family, whatever, that we know that our nutrition really isn't going to be that great for that gathering or event or party or whatever it is that you're going to. Um, there's two aspects of that. One, if it's known, we just have to work a little bit more on planning for it and around it. Um, one of those being like, okay, maybe I'm not going to have enough time for a full workout because I've got a special meeting with someone different, so I don't have the full amount of time, or I'm trying to get out early, whatever it may be. If you still have time to do something, something's always better than nothing in that case when it comes to balancing the time for exercise. So just kind of keep that in mind. Maybe you just have to look at the rest of your week and see, okay, if I'm not going to get a workout on my usual day, what other day could I do? We do that for clients all the time. Most of our clients do have a pretty regular schedule, but stuff comes up and sometimes things got to be moved around, and that's okay. Um, if it's kind of last minute, unexpected, that's different. Sometimes, you win some, you lose some. Don't beat yourself up about it. Just make sure that we're not using it as an excuse to be off of our game on the next day. Just because one thing happened doesn't mean we let more excuses pile up. Um, Kind of the same thing with nutrition. If we know we're going to have a special party event, whether it's stuff at work, stuff at home, a friend's night out, whatever it may be. Majority of those things are coming. So it's just a matter of kind of doing some planning, doing for some prep work to be prepared for it. So, for example, knowing son's got a birthday party tonight, making sure my breakfast is on point, my lunch is on point, my snacks are on point. I'm not, giving in to other temptations and food availability that's around me. For example, I had a on-site nutrition class for a corporate client who's doing a wellness day. Um, they had, a lot of other food and stuff brought in as part of the celebration for it, and it was obviously offered to me, but I had to politely say no, thank you, because I know that, like, I plan on tearing things up when I get home with my son. So you've got to pick your battles. There's some things that you can and should turn down, so you can say yes to the other things, and that's really what making this a lifestyle really is about. You have to be able to have fun when you want to have fun, um, but that means being diligent and sticking to what you should be doing the other times. What gets us in trouble is if when we kind of fly by the seat of our pants all week long. That's what gets us in trouble, because if you're saying yes to this temptation on Monday, you have a different temptation on Tuesday, another one Wednesday, and all of a sudden a month or two goes by and we're 5-10 pounds up. Whereas if you stick to your guns majority of the time, all we ask for our clients is 80% adherence to our nutritional goal advice. If you can do that, if you can be moving every day and then some sort of strength training 2 to 3 times a week, you will make progress. And that's how we make it manageable. That's how we make it sustainable more than anything. Anyone can lose weight quickly, but the real game changer is, can you keep that weight off once you get there? And the difference maker with that is can I keep doing this, or have I been counting down the days till I get to that goal weight mark to be done with what I've been doing? So just kind of be mindful of that if you can't fit in some of the fun stuff, we may need to make some adjustments to how you're approaching your eating and nutrition. Because if you're too restricted and limited on that, we're going to crash at some point. And if we don't have kind of a plan for that, it can get kind of ugly quickly. I can speak to that from personal experience. Post bodybuilding shows, that first week after, it is kind of shocking if you haven't seen anyone bench before. Trust me. Um, so you got to have a good plan of action of how am I going to not just accomplish my goals, but do this in a way that I'm okay continuing with, so I can keep what I accomplish, because that's what we see most people struggle with the most. A lot of people are losing the same 10, 20 pounds year after year after year because they start New Year's resolution. It's super hard. It's a 60 or 90-day program. They lose a lot of weight, they make a lot of progress, but they hated what they were doing. So by the time March is ending, they're looking for the way out. They're done with it. They may have some success maintaining it, they may not, but usually by around October, weight's already creeping up, and then it really cranks up from there because you haven't put in the proper behaviors and lifestyle that supports being able to stay healthy when temptations are abundant. So I guess my main takeaway for you guys is plan and be aware. Like, most special events don't catch us off guard. You know when these things are going to come up. That's why you've got to stay on point when it's not those things, so you can more freely accept those invitations. You want to be able to say yes when the you know the whole office wants to go in on some sort of special lunch or something. You want to be able to say yes when the family wants to go out, or one of the kids has a party. Um, Trust me, I can tell you from experience, no one enjoys being the guy with the chicken and salad in the corner when everyone else is having pizza. So you've got to be able to create some balance in your life. The biggest way to do that is stay on point when the temptations aren't there. That's the first step. If you can be on point, then the other temptations are less of an issue, because one, you've already developing habits that it's easier to avoid them, and two, even if you give in, it's not the end of the world because you're on point the other 80% of the time. So just kind of keep that in mind, keep that mindset. If you have other questions, would like to discuss that some more, throw some comments in the chat after if you're watching this on the replay. We can always reach out and kind of discuss your specific situation and challenges a little more specific and individually, and create an action plan so you can have a plan for better success going forward with everything. Hope everyone has a wonderful week. Appreciate you guys handling me doing this a little bit earlier. In the meantime, just remember to stay persistent in your consistent pursuit of health. Have a great week.